Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Strength card. This is really, in a lot of ways, this week you are going to be presented with an option or an opportunity, maybe an opportunity of some kind that is probably outside of your wheelhouse, maybe outside of your remit, or asks you to do something that you maybe don't feel as confident with or in. You're being asked to step out of your comfort zone this week, my dearest Cancerian lunar brothers and sisters. So this week, it really is up to you. It really is on you. And the Strength card is basically saying, find the guts, find the grit. This is the thing, Cancer's a really strong sign. And although we can be a little bit emotional, there is a powerful, resilient energy, a powerful emotional resilience when it comes to the sign of Cancer. And so for that reason, if you can tap into that this week and allow your heart to want whatever it is that's being presented to you, even if you don't necessarily have it all figured out right now, let that be enough. Let the passion and the desire that you have to do really well at this thing be enough to carry you forward, all right? Find that grit. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. So, as many of you have seen, if you're on my socials, my Instagram, my Facebook, and also on the community tab here on YouTube, there is a new Radiant Reality course on manifesting, how to manifest anything that you want. I think I might have just cracked the blueprint for what you need in order to create what you want. And the beauty of it is I've given you everything that you need so that you can decide what it is that you want. I've given you kind of a template, and it is a way that you can tap into your own personal power in order to create the things that you want for your life. That being said, you can also gain access to the Radiant Reality Course Alums Facebook group, and you'll only be able to gain access to that group if you are a course alum. So unless you've ever taken a course with me, you never get access to that space. With that said, I'm pretty much in there all the time, so you'll probably get sick of me coming up on your timeline. That being said, there's a lot of posts coming up about that, so stay tuned. If you've got any questions, hit me in the comments. Thank you so much for listening to that. For your actions and options, you have the 10 of Pentacles. Look at that, coupled with the Strength card. Not only is this a massive step forward for a lot of you, I actually feel that this is on a physical level. This is some form of new fortification. This could be a week where your physical body is feeling strong, more vibrant, more vital than it has in a long time. Like your innate vitality is shining through. A lot of you have got stuff going on with the home this week. It wouldn't surprise me if that is the case, because the 10 of Pentacles is not just about money and resources. It's usually about the dwelling, about the home. And so with this Strength card here, for some of you, this could be having the guts to change home or to move home or to change where you're at. Could be conversations that are coming up around this now. When it comes to money, finances and resources, whatever this opportunity is that requires you to dig deep, to show up in a certain way, the results and the rewards are absolutely there for you, providing you are willing to go in for it. Love this. For your communications and conversations, you got the 5 of Swords, okay? So you are needing to look at the fine print here. Remember, Mercury is retrograde, so just be sure that you're understanding all parts of and aspects of what it is that you're being asked to do. The 5 of Swords can represent arguments, disputes, challenges, fraught communication. You know, when we're doing something new or something that puts us on edge, we can come across as a little bit sort of crabby. Sorry, I know that was a complete dad joke, an astrology dad joke. But you know, it was worth it for you. Those of you that are studying or in some form of academia. Sometimes striking out on that ledge can be a little bit lonely. And if you're feeling that this week, this isn't about you being ostracized. It's about you owning your space. If nobody else understands what you're doing, if nobody else is on board with it, you have to be on board with it. And that's what matters. Whether anybody else is or isn't or does or doesn't understand is irrelevant this week. Have the courage to be that separate person. So this reminds me of a story. I'm sure I've told you guys this before, but I'm going to use it again to illustrate a point. When I was in year 7, so in year 7, this is where you just go up to like high school or secondary school here, as we call it in the UK. And I remember I was like this short, dumpy little kid. And we had this, it was kind of like a quiz. The sixth formers, the older kids, had put on a quiz for us, and you know, there was the whole group, and it was like, so if you answer yes, it's here, or true here, and if it's false or no, then you have to stand here. And I know this to be a case in, like they say, you know, if there's 10 people and one person steps out of line and says, no, I believe this with 100% certainty, the other 9 will fall in place. This happened to me, and that's how I know that to be true from an experiential level. So they asked us a question, and the question was, in the Second World War, did the government or the powers that be give drugs to the soldiers to keep them, you know, pepped up and, you know, on adrenaline and all the rest of it? And I was like, yeah, I knew that to be true. So I stood in the yes column, you know, all 3 foot nothing of me. I was only like 12 or 13 at the time, and the rest of the class, like literally the rest of my class, all stood on the no false side. And I'm like, so, and the older kids actually looked at me and they were like, are you sure? Like, do you? And I was like, I'm staying here. Right? Nobody moved. Well, I say nobody moved. About 5 people came over to join me, and then they said, right, the answer to this is actually, it's true. And you know, the rest of the class kind of looked at me like, wow, you know, he had the courage to stand out on his own. So this is why I say to you, whatever it is that you're standing alone on this week, be prepared to do so. Right? Sometimes you have to go out on that limb or that ledge. For your those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be a challenge that comes up, and it's not a battle of wills, but it is a battle of opinions. And I kind of get the feeling that you're on one side, or probably on the side of right or integrity, and you're seeing something play out that you can't really abide by. You're going to have to stand back and just either bite your tongue or stand in your conviction and allow yourself to be the only person stood in that place. Sometimes we have to take a stand, and this week it feels like you're going to be pushed into a situation where you will need to. For your business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, same kind of energy. This might be that you're stepping into an arena with your business or with your work that is maybe not necessarily unpopular, but you're doing it in a way that's very different to everybody else, and you're having to have the courage, right, to go against the grain and do something different. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, your pleasure, carving out your space to enjoy your life, whether that means going back to school, going back to work, even though you don't have to, whether this means creating something new of your own, or maybe even challenging the status quo of your family. Something this week suggests that you're having to go against the grain. For your love and relations, you have the Page of Cups. This is lovely. For those of you that are single, there could be love in these cards for you. The chances are, though, that this is somebody, you know, if you're single, this could be maybe somebody that says, you know what, I'm going to advocate for you. I can see what you're trying to do, and I'm going to stand with you. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to be the person that backs you up in this, which could be really nice and actually very attractive. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, even though the communication isn't there, the love absolutely is. So find a way this week, like even if you can't agree with what your partner's saying or vice versa, the love, the connection, the relationship is solid. You know, the Page of Cups is just a beautiful card for love. I really think so anyway. This could also be where a child or one of your children, you're having, maybe not necessarily, well, maybe a clash. Maybe this is a clash of wills. This could be, if you have children, this could be where one of those kids is now starting to flex their own personal power, and you have to decide how much you want to quell that. For your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Swords. For a lot of you, this is new ways of making money. For some, this could be a new contract. For some, this could be a new job or a new position. Coming into this new position, making this new money, etc., getting this new title, it may be that this dispute is because somebody else wanted this position and you got it ahead of them. Watch out for a hater or two. For those of you that, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this card for me always speaks to the mind. It's the mind taking the brunt of, you know, like when we're, you know, when there's a lot going on or things are intense, it's like your mind just gets really, so be careful with that. When it comes to your physical, your home and environment, for some of you, this is a change of home. And it's really weird because I get the feeling for those of you that are looking to change home, this is going to happen really quickly. Like you might think like, oh, you know, we've just started the process of selling our home and, you know, it just went on as a listing and then bam, home's gone. And then all of a sudden your partner comes home and says, I think I found the perfect place for us. Or you're looking and you find the perfect. It's really weird. It's like it all just goes through really quickly and seamlessly. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not looking to move home or changing home, the Ace of Swords could be that you're deciding to change the home in some way to fit what you need. Maybe this is putting in an office of some sort in order to cope with this new, you know, this new professional avenue. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care and I'll see you soon.